Well, hello everyone, good afternoon. It's Harvey Matthewson here at Blackbush for another instalment of Aerobility TV. And what an exciting episode we have today. We've got two guests, plus the usual producer, Mike Smith, joining us today to talk about their fundraising efforts this year. But before that, just wanted to chat for a little bit about the Build a Dream project, as that project begins to quite literally take shape. Now, whilst we've been out of lockdown, obviously the team have been busy in the Aerobility hangar, making progress on the Zen Air, which will ultimately be an aircraft by Aerobility built by disabled people for disabled people to fly. And as you can see in the pictures, it's gone from a lump of metal to looking like a real aeroplane. It's got its wings on there. Still no hard deadline for that project to finish. And unfortunately, with the second UK lockdown, work on that project will temporarily cease. But next year, be sure that the team will be back in the hangar and working hard to build a dream. Next, we have a very special visit from two of the Aerobility ladies, Liz McConaghy and Shona Bowman, the Aerobility chairwoman, to talk about their fundraising efforts over this year. How are we both?
Hi, Harvey.
Hey. Cool. So gonna come to Shona first, if that's okay, because during the summer you went on an epic journey in the sweltering heat to raise money for Aerobility. What did you do?
Well, yeah, you're right, Harvey. I decided that rather than spend a week doing nothing in the middle of lockdown, I would try and use the time at home in the UK to do something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that was to walk the South Downs Way. It's a stretch of the South Downs just near where I grew up. I've spent my life as a child being driven along the road on the South Downs Way. I've flown across it in a glide, a ridge story, and I really wanted to have a chance to actually walk it. So in a crazy mad idea, I set the date, and we thought, along with my partner Laurie, who's also volunteered for Aerobility, we thought we'd attempt to walk as much of it as we could in 6 days. Little did we know we would pick the hottest time of the year. It was right in the middle of that heat wave, if you'll remember, in August, when it was 34 degrees for about 4 consecutive days. But undeterred, we decided to carry on, and it was a great week.
Excellent. And how long is that walk, do you know?
Well, we did 80 miles. The original South Downs Way is an 80-mile route. It's been extended now to start in Winchester. So if you want to do the whole lot, it's 100 miles. But only having 6 days to do it, we figured 80 miles was more than enough of a challenge.
I think 80 miles in 6 days is quite an incredible achievement. I think I wouldn't even do that in 6 weeks. How was it?
Well, in all honesty, it was made a lot harder because of the heat. We were somewhat ill prepared for the heat and for the fact that we had to carry so much water. And in order to stay hydrated, we were having to carry 4 or 5 litres of water with us. And then the other problem was that intense heat gave me quite a few issues with basically swelling legs, which led to swelling feet, which led to horrible blisters. So it took the first 3 or 4 days, it took a while to bed in, to get used to walking in those blisters. Yeah, I mean, it was a challenge, and I wanted the challenge. It was perhaps less of a walk in the park, a bit more of a proper challenge than expected. But it was great. The sense of achievement at the end of each day was fantastic.
Oh, awesome. It must have been a very long walk with all those blisters and such like. And it seems a bit of an obvious question, but if we take out the fact that you're the Aerobility chairwoman, what is Aerobility such an important charity to you?
Oh gosh, that's a big question. It's such an important charity to me because it really just encompasses all the things that I believe in. As I'm sure most people know, I'm a passionate aviator. I absolutely love everything about flying, loving nothing more than sitting around in the flying club bar or classroom chatting away about flying. And Aerobility just gives us all a chance to do that. That's the common theme. There's no issue about disability or ability. It's just about flying and loving flying. And really, it's also a great way to hang out with my mates. I'm very fortunate to be involved in all sorts of aspects of Aerobility. But more than anything, as I said, it's just a great chance. It's a great time to hang around with your mates, to share stories about flying. And I suppose the walk was another attempt to just push myself, to challenge myself to do something that was a bit out of the ordinary. And that kind of, I guess, encompasses what a lot of people come to Aerobility for, just to prove to themselves and to everybody else that you can actually do these things. If you set yourself a goal, go out and do it.
Brilliant, and thank you so much for what you did and all that you do generally. It's incredible. I'm sure your reasons for loving Aerobility are shared across the community and the family. But we can't have you on screen without giving a nod to the second UK lockdown and chatting a little bit about the Aviators Ball, which I think isn't bad news. It's the typical Aerobility ethos of overcoming challenges.
Absolutely, Harvey. I think that sums it up perfectly. Give us a challenge, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to overcome it. And I'm sure everybody has been made aware that the Aviators Ball, as we know it in its usual form, has obviously had to be postponed. But we've decided to go online, and we're going to do the Aviators Ball at home. And even with the new second lockdown, nothing changes. In fact, we think maybe this will give even more people the need, the want, something to distract us all, something to look forward to towards the end of lockdown. We still want people to get involved. Obviously, the restrictions are going to be household or support bubble, but you know what? Make it a family event. Make it a dinner for two and get the kids to do all the cooking, or just put your dinner on the lap and watch it that way. It doesn't really matter. We want everybody to feel that despite the lockdown, we're all still in this together. We'll all still connect live while we're watching the same thing on YouTube. There's going to be opportunity to upload your pictures via the online photo booth. So we really will feel like we're all there together having a good time.
Yeah, I think we just want to get the family together for a nice evening and a bit of normality, but like Father's Bus Company, in short, the Aviators Ball is still running.
Absolutely.
So we look forward. I'm impressed with that. I just brought that up, but we look forward to seeing as many of you there as we can. And of course, now after talking about the Aviators Ball and the brilliant Southdown Walk, we must also chat to our other guest, Liz McConaghy, who did another equally challenging fundraiser. Was it a week ago? The Aerobility Wing Walk. So, what made you want to do a wing walk, Liz? mad.
Well, my previous life, I think, Harvey, of sitting on the back of a helicopter and flying around the UK was great fun, and it's nice to fly over the UK with the best view in the house. But the idea of then being strapped to the top of an aircraft and doing something completely unusual that most people have never done was just, yeah, well, a lifetime opportunity that I was never going to pass up.
Definitely. And going back to your previous life, that was a crewwoman over at Orient Podium. I think
Yeah.
10 tours of Afghanistan, so properly seasoned stuff. So the wing walk, did it faze you? Were you nervous whatsoever?
No, I was just really excited, Harvey. I guess I'm kind of looking at what I did and I compared to what Shona did in terms of her fundraising, and all I had to do was climb 15 feet up onto the top of the aircraft, which was actually pretty easy. And I have to take my hat off to what Shona did because that sounds like it was pretty tough. But yeah, I wasn't scared. Apart from we climbed about 1,000 feet at one point and did a bit of a nosedive, and I have to admit that yeah, I had to hold on at that point, definitely.
Definitely. I would have been holding on all the way through. But and the same question as Shona, I think. Why Aerobility out of all the charities that you could have chosen? What does Aerobility mean to you?
So, from my point of view, whenever I left the RAF, and which is all I'd ever known before, as in my previous life, Aerobility really scooped me up and looked after me. And the transition from leaving the forces into civilian life is hard enough, but Aerobility just took me under their wing and just. I worked there last year. I'm still working there now in a slightly different job, and it is like having family. And yeah, I just can't imagine life for me now without Aerobility in it. So yeah, that was the only thing I was ever going to do was do the fundraising for Aerobility.
Oh, brilliant. I know that I really respect your endeavours. I mean, I definitely wouldn't do a wing walk, ever. But hats off to you, because that is a true feat. And just a nod to your current position at Aerobility. So you're now the project lead for Project Evil, so Aerobility CIC. How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's great. It's really diverse project and really exciting. Something really unusual. And I have to say, it kind of the things I thrive on, in that no 2 days are the same, and we've had lots of problems to overcome. Even before COVID hit the UK, we had every day was different in terms of what we had to manage and deal with. And then COVID played its part as well, and it's been quite challenging working around COVID. But yeah, it's starting to gather pace again after a quiet few weeks. And yeah, really excited about next year when we'll be able to go to some of the air shows and show the aircraft off.
Yeah, and I mean, to be at the centre of all this, because it's been picked up in the news quite a bit, so it must be amazing to be at the centre of all this story.
Yeah, no, and it's hopefully only going to get better when 2021 hits.
I hope so, and I've seen the brochures, they look fantastic, so hopefully it won't be long till we see a few grubs around. Um, I think when I say won't be long, I'll leave that open to interpretation. I like to bait people on this programme, especially with the grubs. But thank you so much for being on the programme. So would you recommend a wing walk to other people? Here's a grub, in fact.
Yeah, that's one of our images. Yeah, Harvey, I've already put your name down for next year. I hope you didn't mind. And
Oh, brilliant.
yeah, I thought so. And And next year, if I can go back and do it, I'm going to do a loop-the-loop, because you have to have done one already before you're allowed to go and do a loop-the-loop. But it was absolutely the best 10 minutes ever. It's just such an amazing feeling. And yeah, I'd recommend absolutely anyone to do it. It's not scary at all. You're strapped on, you just have the best views in the world. And you can see from my face in the picture, it was just absolutely, it's like Alton Towers, but a million times better.
I think that's a good quote to use to get people to sign up next time. But thank you very much, Liz, and thanks for all you're doing. I'll chat to you later on. And thank you to you as well, Shona. It's been great having both of you on the show.
No problem
No
at all.
problem.
And hats off to you, because I'll tell you what, maybe it's the control freak in me, but I would no way stand on top of it. I'd quite like to be in it. I'd love to do the flying, but I ain't standing on the wing.
I'd rather have done that than what you did.
Maybe for next year you should both swap. Let's
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shona,
I was going to say, Harvey, I'll do it if you do it, but I think that's a challenge that I might not be prepared to keep, and you're probably mad enough to do it.
Well, I wouldn't say man enough. We'll come on to that another time. I think we've been hinting at it all the way through the programme, but just before we go, there is a bit of business to attend to. And that's that due to the second UK lockdown, Aerobility, sadly at Blackbush and Taton Hill, will be reverting back into the position it was in during the summer, where both offices will be shut. And unfortunately, as of Thursday morning, all our flights will be suspended. And for the moment, at least, that is both instructed flights and solo flights. But so that is really bad news. Or is it? Because that leaves us a lot of time to have an awful good laugh virtually through Inspirability, the Aviators Ball, and whatever other mad ideas we come up with along the way. So, despite the fact we might not be able to be together in person, rest assured that Aerobility will continue to stay in touch with each and every one of you. And we are here as a family to support. And the one thing to keep in mind is that Aerobility will get through this. We will see you next time, but thank you very much for watching. Thank you to my guests, Liz McConaghy and Shona Bowman. I love that little nod. And especially to our producer, Mike Miller-Smith. We'll see you next time for more Aerobility TV.
Bye.
Bye, Harry.